Okay, are there any questions on this? Because I went very, very fast. I am very sorry that I wanted to make it very fast. Because you don't give you time to think. Huh? Okay.
Hello sir, good morning sir. My name is Anshu Singh and I am from Acharya Chanakya Ghat. So sir, my question is, with Gaganyaan and the Bharat Antariksh Station, we are entering the era of human spaceflight. This requires a new supply chain, life support, space food, specialized textile, which non-space industries, example hospitality, pharma, textile, should start preparing today to supply Indian space station.
Very interesting question. This is not an issue that we discussed now. While we formulated the Gaganyaan program itself, we understood it cannot be done by ISRO or such organizations. It requires a pan-India scientific organizations and laboratories and institutions to come together to build it. So what we did is we onboard all such people. So we have a national body which reviews such topics. So we have a committee with the Secretary of Department of Space and many other supply chains, which includes technology fabrics, food processing, environmental control, life support system people. Like all of them have been brought together. Today we started the development. It has been going for last 5 years. So today I can tell you the space food is ready. So we recently, when Shubhanshu Shukla went to International Space Station, the food prepared in India was taken, not the American food. So he had opportunity to eat those Indian food. He spoke about it in that also. And then coming to clothes, that space suit. The first of mission, we will be buying the space suit from Russia and using it. But subsequent launches, we will be using our own space suits. It requires clothes, sealing, manufacturing, environmental control, temperature control, many other things in that. A company in India is already developing it. Okay, so they have developed the cloth, they have developed the methods of sealing, protection, thermal control, sensor bonding. Many things have been proven. Many prototypes have already come out. Similarly, when Shubhanshu Shukla went to space, he took 5 experiments to International Space Station. And all these 5 were built in India, including biotechnology research, seed studies, radiation impacts, microgravity impact on plant growth, studies on microbes in space. These studies were built as experimental modules in Indian laboratories and private universities. And they were packaged as space packages, qualified by NASA, taken to International Space Station. Experiments were done and results have come back now. So that means we are now slowly preparing next steps to do this. The collaboration has already happened. Thank you. Yeah, you wanted to question. Yes.
Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, sir. My name is 𝒔𝒑𝒐𝒏 and I come from commerce background. So my question was that I am very much interested in space sector, but because I come from commerce background, I don't have the technical knowledge or the technique thing. So
this is something which I want to correct you. Never ever say this. The point today is that any of you here are having ability to access knowledge of what you are liking within very short time. This is a great possibility today. See, the knowledge revolution today is so much available to you. You do not tell that I am a commerce person. I know everything. It's your desire to know about space. I think you can access that knowledge within no time today. And that's a great advantage, which was not there for my generation. To gather that knowledge, it took so much of time. Today for you, if you spend 1 week, you will get enough information about space technology. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
So you never ever say this, I do not know about space. It's only that you have decided, I don't want to know about that you do not know. Correct? Now you continue.
So the main issue I was facing was if I am very much interested in space sector, maybe I need a tech guy or maybe someone who is really into tech. So if I want to enter a space sector, then how can I contribute through my commerce background?
One of the best methods is to create associations. Association means friends, colleagues, likely-minded people you need to find. You said exactly. For example, if you want to build a space business, either you must learn yourself to understand where is a gap available in the business segment. I told a few points. It's really only for interest creation alone, not really to give you so much education, because Most of this information you can get from net within no time. You ask ChatGPT, you will get more information than what I gave you today. That's why I am telling you that you are not deprived of any information at this moment. You have enough and more of information. Only thing you need to understand, sit with some of the friends who has knowledge in space, develop a problem statement for business. If you are interested to create a business, it's not that you have to first identify what sector, what problem, what issue that you are trying to address. Unless you are very clear about that, you are not going to produce a product. So find out 2-3 more people that who have real interest like you, then you can start a business. At least you have a very good capability in commerce, I believe.
Yes.
You know how to create companies, how do you create source funding, where from the initial funding will come. I hope you have some idea.
Yes, sir.
That is a great idea. I think there will be somebody else who knows how to work on the technology side, who will not have knowledge about how to do this. So both of you come together, you can build a company. Why don't you?
Thank you.
So somebody here have an interest in space? Join him now.
Hello, sir. This is 𝑑𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒂. Thank you for your time and your session. I have 2 questions, if the time will allow. But first question I have is, I work in the waste management space, and I'm very interested to know if I could, through the satellite data, get to know how much of the land is covered by landfills in our country. Can I get that data?
Yes, very easy.
How do I get access to it?
That will be difficult. Say, one thing is you need to go and approach, one place is called National Remote Sensing Center, Hyderabad. You can send a mail to them. You can go simply search on the website and find out their email ID. Write to them saying that. Then they will ask you what for you want to know this. Because you need to understand whether it is simply an information or for a business or it's for some strategic planning, because everything has a commercial value. So they will discuss with you, and if they are convinced about your possibility, business, they will give you the data. Okay? So National Remote Sensing Center Hyderabad, they need to spend some effort to synthesize the data and give the way you want. You can discuss with them. They will charge you money for it, because there is a money associated with giving you such information, because information is not free. Okay, so if you are ready to do that, I can connect with them.
Okay.
Okay.
And another, can I ask one more quick question?
Yeah.
So I'm very curious of how the evolution went about for space. Like initially, did we really know the possibilities in terms of getting data and a lot of other things, or was it just that let's just try and go to the moon or out in the space? Like how did it all
You're talking
start?
about India or talking about the world?
Overall.
Overall, okay. That's topic relevant to our discussion today? The question? So I will skip that question. Okay, any other question?
Hello, sir. Yeah. Harshit Chandua this side. Thank you so much for the brief presentation. Sir, there is always this ongoing debate that, in search of finding life on another planets like Mars or any other planet, it involves actually a lot of resources, right? So why don't we use those resources to maybe solve, urgent problems on the Earth? So wanted to understand from you how important it is, because, maybe sitting at this side, we won't be able to understand how life will look beyond 50 years. So how important it is?
Yeah, so this is a very, very important question and a very historical question. Many people will suppose, I am hoping that you are never a king of a European country. Assume that you are the king of a European nation, Portuguese. You are a king of Portuguese now.
Okay.
And an explorer comes with tell an idea. There is a nation called America.
Right.
We heard about it. It is somewhere far away. And I have to build a ship and send a set of cargo with 105 people on board. I want to sail and find out. But you have to give me this many million rupees to support that journey.
Right.
And only king can give. Nobody else can give.
Absolutely.
Will you give that money or not? But there were kings like somebody who gave that money. And that's why America has been discovered. That's why India has been discovered. You know how many ships sailed out of the European coast to discover new lands without ever knowing what is there? Today when you go to Moon and Mars, you know where we are going, at least.
Right.
But when those people went few hundred years back, they were not even knowing where is India. They were not even knowing where is America. They were expecting there is a wonderful land somewhere ever in the earth, and I need to travel risking their lives to discover that new land because there is a possibility for us. And that was funded by visionary leaders. That's why we have a world like this today. And you will ask this question after 25 generations here, somebody will ask this question. We were fools, we delayed going to Mars so many years. Right. See, history is like this. You cannot visualize what will happen once you have crossed that step. Until then, such questions will be asked. And that is the nature of the history. When somebody takes a decision, there will be 100 people to question why you took the decision. But to take a decision, you need somebody who is courageous enough to take the decision. And that's how the world has become. See, for example, I'll tell you that we went to Antarctica. You know that we have an Antarctica station? India has got a station at Antarctica. Anybody knows the name of it? 𝑦𝒃. Why we have to have that station? If that is not there, anything will happen to India? Anybody knows its significance? Does anybody know?
Resource exploration.
There are so many things being done from the station today. Without 𝑦𝒃 station, today India's satellite data cannot be downloaded. Because we have 3 ground stations there which downloads all the Earth observation data from South Pole. Because poles have an advantage. Without the pole is where most of the satellite will go once. Other places it doesn't go. So once you go across the pole, you can download the data. From Antarctica it comes through cables back to India, or satelliting back to India. So we have a similarly northern side, we do not have a station. So we have hired at Norway a ground station to download the North Pole data. So the South Pole has a research component and infrastructure strategically very important today. So tomorrow Moon will become important, you don't know. Day after tomorrow Mars will become important. So what's the technology change that's going to happen to cause it is not envisioned at this moment. That's why we must spend, if you have resources to do that, you must do. Is it convincing to you? No, standing and talking is better. Yeah, any other question?
Good morning, sir. My name is Fleming Panchal. I'm a mechanical engineering second year student. I am working on a student-led space technology initiative where we are building model rockets and cancer satellite system. Step by step, from a business point of view, what should a young space startup prove first? Technology capability, market need, or execution reliability to earn long-term trust and growth?
Okay, I think you are already a businessman. That's why you are talking about long-term growth, reliability, things like that. See, the first step in creating any business is to identify the gap and the segment for which that you have to solve a problem. You are in space, okay. You cannot become just another rocket company maker. There are enough of rockets in the world. If you want to become one more rocket company, you are welcome to build. But you need to fill the gap in the rocket company business. So you will have to find out a segment which is not served today by anybody else in the business. So if you want to get into space, if you want to make a mark in that segment, you need to fill a space which is unoccupied by anyone else today. That requires a deep study of the segment first. It's not technology alone. Technology comes later. Problem statement is the first. So after the problem statement is there, then you need to find out what are my options available to solve that problem. Then you need to seek the technology that are available to solve that options, fit into those options. That's how a business is built. Okay. So I will suggest you, first you spend time to study the segment very well and identify what is suiting you to become a viable business option. It could be in rocket building, it could be in satellite building. You mentioned about toy rocket building today. Okay, they are starting points. Okay, today we are not in toy rocket building, we are in massive rocket building. So first you study the space companies in rocket building in India today. It is enough of data is available. You simply do a search, you will get at least 5-10 companies who are already building rockets in India. And there are more companies than what I have shown here are started building rocket, but they are not reached a level to put it on slide. So there are enough of them. The best thing which I will suggest you in space, if you want to become a builder of a company, join one of the space company. You go and become an employee of the existing company. Go train yourself and join them. You stay inside and understand how they operate. What are their gaps? You study the segment for 1 or 2 years. Then come out and start your business. That will be giving you a good insight because it's a complex domain. No, not like other domains to understand where are the gaps and where is the technology access, where from you will get this knowledge, where from you source the people. It's very difficult to understand. So if you are really keen, become an employee of one of the company first. Okay?
Thank you so much, sir.
What's the cost arbitrage and the advantage between setting up a data center in the space vis-a-vis data centers on terrestrial?
Yeah, the question is on data center on ground versus data center on space. I am not aware of yet on the cost. I have not done an estimate of it, so I won't be in a position to speak about the cost involved. There are concepts like data centers in space that has been discussed in the public. They are still concepts. They are not engineering solutions yet. Primarily because the power requirement for the data center is huge. The compute power, whether it is put in earth or space, power will be the same. Only advantage in space is that the cooling system need not be very elaborate because the space provides you a background of 4 Kelvin, which can take huge amount of radiative capability. But the radiation itself is a function of the area and things like that. So engineering point of view, there are challenges to create radiators of high heat output. The power input is again from sun, which is again based on solar power generation. In space, solar power generation cannot be in megawatts, they can only be in kilowatts. So if you want to create 10 megawatt solar power generation, space requires huge array of solar cells. The logistics of taking there and building such a solar plant in space is also huge. So there are challenges of building it. There are also advantages in terms of maintainability is a problem because you cannot go on service in case something goes bad from Earth. So you need an autonomous software system to switch from prime to redundant. In case of some segment goes bad, you have to change. Fire issues and many things are there. So you need to solve all of them. I believe that it will be solved in the days to come. People may start putting small data centers. It may scale it over a period of time. So it's an evolution that needs to take place. Right now, I don't have commercial data to say this is good or that is bad. Yeah.
Hello, sir. So my question is, like states like Gujarat and Kerala are developing these space parks. So in your view, is proximity to a launch site essential, or is a strong ecosystem of precision manufacturing and testing more important? So what would you advise to the young entrepreneurs setting up space manufacturing units?
See, launch centers are essential because there is where the rockets are built. Rockets of small size, of course it can travel across the country. Roads are capable of handling them. But the rocket becomes bigger, like SpaceX Falcon, or what you just saw, the LVM-3 or Saturn class or Ariane class. They become massive that you cannot transport on public roads. So their proximity to launch site becomes important. So that's why it's not just in Kerala, we are building it in Andhra. I am an advisor to Andhra government to build a space park there, very close to the launch pad, just 50 kilometers, so that we can transport huge cargo to the launch pad. But rocket is not the only thing that space technology works. We are building components, engines. Engines can be built anywhere in India. So today the rocket engine for us is built in Mumbai. Godrej is building it. Half of it is built in Uttar Pradesh. UP, there is some company building casting for engines. We have in Orissa, Bhubaneswar is building the precision components of the engine. And we have in Bangalore, the welding takes place. And in Tamil Nadu, Mahendragiri, testing takes place. And finally, assembled engine comes to Sriharikota. So it's a large segment of manufacturing ecosystem which actually produces liquid engines for ISRO's programs today. You can create it in some place, anywhere in the world, in the country, and you can move on the roads because engines are not huge enough to prevent its movement. You can build electronics anywhere in the country. I think there are a lot of electronics building segment near Delhi. We build a lot of space satellite electronics. We build in Hyderabad, Bangalore, Mumbai, Noida, of course, has a huge manufacturing ecosystem. So all these places we build electronics. We can build explosives. And we have explosive manufacturing factories in Madhya Pradesh, in Jharkhand, who actually manufacture our explosive components for rockets. So they are coming from those sources. Materials, parts are built in Rourkela and many other aluminum companies, Hindalco build it for us. So it is possible to build in businesses in Gujarat using the knowledge that you have. You can build chemical based, for example, fuel can be built here. You can build electronic products and computers here. You can build camera systems here. Pune has some infrastructure that is building this type of thing. So you can build it everywhere which are manageable to be logistically possible. So there is no limit of that. Space parks are there not only in these 2 states, there are in many, many other states. Gujarat also has one. In Ahmedabad near, there is something coming up.
Hello sir, my name is Akash Pandey and I am from basically management background. So my question is regarding what common mistakes do new entrepreneurs make while entering emerging business sectors?
Unfortunately, I am not a business person to comment on it. I am a technologist. So I must say that I do not know. All those risks that are there or mistakes that are there likely to be made by an entrepreneur. But then looking at what is happening around, I can, like a common man, comment about it. That's all I can do, which may not be reliable for you. Let me put it right, tell you very frankly. But there are many mistakes. In high technology segment, many people come in without understanding the segment very clearly. They know there is a technology, but how to translate the technology into products and services to fit into a demand. It's a serious problem. That's why again and again I tell, identify the segment to understand the gap. If you do not understand the gap, if you do not understand what problem that you are going to solve through the product, you are not going to fit into business. It's not like a car market. You bring one more car in a flooded car market and sell some USPs to say my car is better than that. This is a very niche market because you need to, you cannot do marketing through advertisement. So here it is, you need to serve a specific segment. For example, I can tell you right away, in India there is a huge demand for cameras, satellite cameras, not even made by anyone here. It is imported from South Africa. You will wonder if South Africa is doing better than India in camera. The answer is yes. Solar cells for spacecraft coming from somewhere else. So radar equipments coming from some other nation. It's not built in India. Batteries for space not built in India. So there are sensors like gyros, accelerometers, not built in India. It's coming from somewhere else in Germany, France, etc. Drones. Today, drone making. Most of the companies in India make drones using Chinese products, components, propellers, composite products, engines, motors. They have to be made in India. It's a great business. If you can build it as good as Chinese in India, there is a huge intake because there are at least 3,500 drone companies in India who are looking for it. So what I say is, first, if you do not want to make a mistake, study the segment very well, understand gaps, where you are to really venture. Don't do one more company which is already existing. Don't flood the market with your idea. So this is the only suggestion that I have. But there are many more mistakes that they do make. But then I am not qualified to answer that. Sorry.
Good afternoon, sir. So I am a law student and I would like to know what are the biggest challenges in India's, what are the biggest legal challenges in India's growing space sector?
Legal challenges, okay. Very interesting thing. I think legally there are no binding laws in space at this moment. Space laws, you would have heard about space laws. There are treaties. None of these are enforceable at this moment. So, for example, the space belongs to everyone. This is a statement. That means it belongs to nobody. See, when something belongs to you only, and the other belongs to someone else, then there is a dispute possible. Suppose you say this space belongs to everyone. How do you create a dispute or how do you solve a dispute? It is not possible. So, space is now like that. You heard about something called UNCOPUS, United Nations Committee for Peaceful Use of Outer Space, and this is a place where we discuss and debate on the legal issues of space. There is something called Moon Treaty. You heard about Moon Treaty? There is an astronaut treaty. Moon Treaty speaks about that moon is a common resource which should not be used by blah blah blah. Okay. Similarly, there is an astronaut treaty which speaks that if you have an astronaut launched and landed in your country, you should take all efforts to rescue and hand it back. Similarly, there is a treaty that you make a collateral damage. You launch a rocket and fall on your head and you die. How do you compensate? One nation's launch, how should compensate others? Suppose you launch a satellite and the satellite hit another country's satellite and damage the satellite. How do you really compensate? Which court will settle that legal issue? Nothing. There are many such issues which have no enforceable law at this moment. So there's another issue which is happening is called frequency management, which is No, your satellites are communicating. Every satellite should communicate in one frequency band. If another satellite you put, which will trouble you from communicating, it's a violation. So there are some regulations to control frequency usage, but this is well coordinated today. There is something body called International Telecommunication Union (ITU), which regulate frequency management and allocation. So it is globally controlled. So it won't happen like that. Similarly, orbit, which orbit I should put, and somebody else also put there, you can collide each other. So how do you really control? There is no control today. Okay, you are free to put in whichever orbit you want. Only thing is, if you are going to collide, better info, because you will also lose if you collide. So people don't do that. So legally, I will tell you, today there are no issues for anyone to do anything in space, basically, other than frequency management. Because frequency management is still an issue. There is only one orbit which is regulated today, which requires a lot of work and effort to coordinate. It is called geosynchronous orbit, stationary orbit. If you want to put a satellite there, you need to work at least 2 years in advance to get a slot there, because entire geostationary slot is occupied by different nations by allocation. India has certain locations, next country has some location. You cannot put anywhere else. If you put it, it's a violation, and you can, get global repercussions will come. So other than that, there are no control being done in space. Okay, so you are free to do your business.
Good morning, sir. Myself Krishna. I am a second year undergraduate at NIT Surat, currently pursuing physics. So my question to you is, in an era dominated by quick results, how should today's youth reconnect with the joy of learning physics? Like we did JEE and then our interest sort of got diluted. So how could we bring that interest? Because at the scale where you are, I think it's very difficult to sustain without having the passion and interest for it.
You use a word called we. Yes. We, who are those we?
Sir, us, the people who we want.
Do you agree with him, all of you? Yeah. Your interest in subject has gone down after doing entrance examination? No. So you are alone.
Okay, maybe sir.
See, don't speak for others.
Yeah.
You don't represent every other person in this world, in this country. You represent yourself.
Okay, sir. So my
my interest has gone down.
Yeah.
Agreed?
Agreed.
That is because of you only. Don't put the blame on others, or don't put the blame on the system.
Okay.
See, you wanted to become a physics student. Now after entrance, your interest has changed, so you are no longer interested in physics. That's all. Why you put others, blame others? don't worry. I said it to unsettle you a little bit and think it more clearly. Okay, not really to blame you. It is natural thing happening in country. I am not blaming. It is happening generally also. The interest in science is not common. It is only in very few people. That's why there are not many scientists like Einstein. There are only very few scientists. Otherwise, everybody would become scientist. So to create interest in science and to pursue science is a passion that you need to develop by many aspects. One is a deep interest created by reading. Do you read?
Yes, sir.
How many books you read last year?
3 books. I have consumed self-help books and things like that.
One of the important qualities that you need to develop, if you want to really become a great researcher, is to develop reading habits, which includes scientific reading, literature, history, culture, nature. It spans across domains. A true scientist is the one who understands every other domain. Of course, you need to have a great depth of knowledge in every domain. You must also understand cultural and also social, aesthetic, and many other domains which you need to read. If you have an avid reader, I can tell you, you will be a great person with great interest in many domains. That is the first step. Okay. Second step is, of course, everybody cannot be a great scientist, but you need to find mentors. A great scientist grows under the tutelage of mentors. It is a guru-shishya relationship which is essential for developing scientific capability. So you need to find out where I should become a student, where I should find a great tutor, mentor, instructor to develop my interest. So that comes out of your natural inclination. For me, it was exactly the same story. I was a great avid reader in my younger days. And I can tell you that I developed my interest in this domain because of my reading habits. I would have read not scientific books. I would have read literature of the world by the time I passed out of school. Okay, most of the world literature. Because of my father's helped me to read that. Most of the well-known novels of the world, translated to my language, Malayalam. I would have read in that in my younger days. Similarly, I would have participated in scientific work, etc., in my younger days. It actually created a passion in me. I wanted to become a space scientist because of just 2 books that I read in my younger days. So your passion is kindled by domain awareness. Are you interested to read? So read one book which I will tell you. It is called it is The Edge of Knowledge. Possibly after reading that book you will become a scientist once again. It's Edge of Knowledge by Robert M. Cross. Okay?
Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, my name is Dr. Sneha, and seeing you in front of me is one of my dream come true because I always wanted to be an astronaut since childhood. So my question to you is, what are the most common challenges faced by astronauts in the space when it comes to life support or when it comes to some natural some calamities happening in the space, and how medically how our system is evolved to save them? So that is my question.
Okay, even if there are no issues, even to survive in space under normal operating condition itself is very tough. Primarily because of the absence of gravity. See, you can see me walking. Suppose it's because that there is a gravity that I am able to walk. In the absence of gravity, can I walk? No. I cannot walk. Why we cannot walk? Tell me. Gravity is not there, I cannot walk. You agree, but why? What happens between my leg and the floor?
Vacuum.
Not vacuum. Vacuum is not there. There is air always. I am inside an air, pressurized air is there. So I am here. Yeah, I am not contacting because there is no contact pressure. The contact pressure is not there. There is no friction. In the absence of friction, I cannot walk because the moment I start moving, it also slides. So I can't walk because I am having friction. I am able to react and move the next step. So friction vanishes because you are not generating a contact pressure. So you start floating. If you touch somewhere, you move backward. You want to take a glass, it will not come in the way that you think that it will come. Okay, so the dynamics of what you are experiencing in Earth vanishes there. Want to drink water? Water doesn't enter your body. You go to toilet and sit. You cannot even do that. It's very difficult to do, go to toilet in space. Sleeping, extremely difficult. You cannot put a pillow. You don't feel a pillow even if you put a pillow. You feel floating. That is the meaning of a pillow. So then there are other issues happening because when you stand here, the blood flows in one way. There is a gravity. The brain gets to pump blood to the brain takes little effort, and leg gets more blood. But once you go to space, this differentiation vanishes, and more blood flows to your brain. This creates problems in your thinking process and things like that. And your body grows because absence of gravity, it stretches. The body fluids dynamics changes. Over some time, what happens? Your skeletons loses calcium and it becomes osteoporosis happens. It loses strength. The muscles lose strength because you don't need any effort to lift your hand. Only the acceleration only need force. You do not work against gravity. So over a period of time, there is a degeneration happening. Mental, physical and all that. And you need to contract. Your thinking process changes. Okay, your cognitive abilities go. Your vision blurs. And over a period of time, another serious thing happens is called your biology changes. You are not a body yourself. You know how many living organisms are there within you? You are an integrated system of so many organisms. In your gut there is bacteria, which actually helps you to synthesize and create many things. And these bacteria will die over a period of time. No, they are not replenished. You get it replenished when you are on Earth because you are eating plants and foods which are infested with bacteria. Whatever you eat, it goes inside. No, so you have a cycle of replenishing it. It vanishes when you go to space. So unless all of this creates human body not to survive that easily. If you get a disease, it becomes very serious. Your treatment is not easy there. Even a common cold becomes very dangerous to be infected in space because your body defense against it actually weakens significantly. So you need to be very careful against contamination, food, bacteria, virus, fungus. Fungus can be extremely dangerous if you get it contaminated in space. So there are many, many challenges. So all of these are part of the study of human going to space. It is not only in space station, go to moon or Mars, everywhere. And once you are exposed, there is still more problem. There is something called radiation. In space, you are in Earth, we are protected because of the atmosphere. It doesn't allow radiation to come and hit you. The moment you go out of the atmosphere, there is a huge radiation. It causes mutation. It causes genetic changes. It causes cancer. So there is no protection unless you have a thick shielding. So space is not at all safe for long duration exposure. But still, humans have to go and stay. So it's a technology that you need to develop. There are technology solutions, but it is not easy.
और भी बहुत से सवाल होंगे, तो मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ कि वो क्वेश्चंस प्लीज़ आप लिख लीजिए और हमें भेज दीजिएगा, हम सर को फॉरवर्ड कर देंगे. सो आई हैव एन इम्पॉर्टेंट अनाउंसमेंट टू मेक. आफ्टर द कंक्लूजन ऑफ दिस सेशन, डेलीगेट्स प्लीज़ बी सीटेड ओवर हियर. और वो लोग जो सोमनाथ सर का ही सेशन अटेंड करने आए हैं, देयर वुड बी अ पैरेलल सेशन आफ्टर दिस एट आइरिस बैंकेट एट पराइजो क्लब. तो आफ्टर दिस सेशन वो वहाँ प्रोसीड करें. थैंक यू. नाउ आई वुड हैंड ओवर फॉर कंक्लूजन.
थैंक यू. सबसे पहले इट इज़ इंस्पायरिंग फ्रॉम सर की इतनी एनर्जी फॉर 60 मिनट्स कंटिन्यूस स्टैंडिंग एंड डिलीवरिंग so much great content. So the energy is infectious. One more thing that sir has almost said, like what is science, how to be a scientist, but we could see in his approach that it is not just science or space. He has the clarity of implementation on grassroots levels, how the supply ecosystem, because sir is instrumental in the Chandrayaan 3 mission. And ISRO has been an anchor institute among the MSME ecosystem. So under his leadership, we could see that transformation. And currently, ISRO is onboarding that journey. And that is transforming in reality that how Atmanirbhar Bharat should be, self-reliance, capacity building. And thanks to great dignitaries and scientists like Somanath sir, and we wish them a very healthy and happy retirement life, and we appreciate that you came to this session and gave us so much input to us. Thank you, all of us. Sir, there are almost 50 more questions, but the time is not allowing us. And again, sir's energy is enthusiastic, so if you have any question, please forward it to the team. We will forward them and we will get the answer. Thank you.
Moving forward, I would like to thank Shri S. Somanath sir and Shri 𝒔𝒂𝒏 sir for their valuable time and insight, and my wonderful audience for listening with zeal and enthusiasm. I would request all the dignitaries to please join to the audience for a photo session.
Shall I go there? Yeah.